You didn't expect me, of all people, to do this for a Men in Black 3 movie review? Are you stupid? Men in Black Trace. After some really troubled production and apparently a rush script, bad chemistry between actors, all this crazy rumors, we have Men in Black 3. So the story is that J&K, played by Will Smith, who hasn't made a movie since 7 Pounds 2008, and Tommy Lee Jones, they're having a rough relationship. There's this really crazy alien on a moon prison named Boris the Animal, who's played by Jermaine Clement of Flight of the Conchords, and he escapes, and apparently he has some beef with Tommy Lee Jones. Kay disappears. He's been dead for over 40 years. Will Smith comes to find this out in a really terrible way, and he just doesn't believe it. And when he finally does, he has to go back to 1969 to find Boris the Animal, stop him, and prevent Kay, Tommy Lee Jones, from dying, thus saving the universe and the world, planet Earth, from destruction. And I'll be the first to admit that I was really scared shitless about this movie. When it first was announced, I was psyched about it, but then after hearing about how bad production was and how Will Smith had a 5-story trailer, Tommy Lee Jones' screen time in this movie, compared to the first two, from the first act, it wasn't bad, but the way it was moving in a really awkward rate, I thought the movie was going to be bad. Once Will Smith goes to the 1960s and meets Josh Brolin, who plays a young Tommy Lee Jones, the movie picks up for me. Will Smith, even being in the dustpan for over 4 years, he's still as charismatic as he once was in the 90s with Fresh Prince, so I won't be surprised if he's in a lot more summer blockbusters in the upcoming years. And Josh Brolin, you did fantastic. He embodied Tommy Lee Jones. It was so awesome. First of all, this is one character in the movie named Griffin. People are on and off about him, but I'm just going to call him a young Joaquin Phoenix, because that's what he looks like, a young Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, I liked him. I liked his character. I mean, he could be annoying sometimes, but just, it was unique the way he was structured. I thought the chemistry all around was solid, especially between Josh Brolin and Will Smith. They clicked like glue. It was great to see and witness. The makeup effects for the aliens, the cinematography, and like the art design for everything, I thought was top notch. I mean, you have Rick Baker, one of the greatest visual makeup artists in Hollywood. He's doing the alien artwork, and he doesn't disappoint. Boris the Animal is the villain for this movie. Visually, they made Jermaine Clement look like a really scary dude. What took away from it, though, was the accent, the English accent. I thought it could have been better if it was a deeper, more menacing voice. Imagine if Jason Voorhees walked around Camp Crystal Lake and was like, "Oh, hi there, how are you? See this machete? I'm gonna stab you in the head." Jokes. You know, the Men in Black humor is very unique and clever, and there are some really good, clever jokes in the movie, I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised to laugh a few times, and I had a good time with a lot of jokes, but most of the jokes in the movie fell flat. And I actually thought the third act was full of tension and suspense, and I actually feared for the safety of all the characters. Like, I really felt emotionally connected. This movie was really unpredictable. Like, not in the beginning, but towards, like, when he went to the 1960s and it went from there, it was really unpredictable. Towards the end, when a little plot twist is being foreshadowed, I thought something was going to happen, and I'm like, yeah, that's going to happen. And something completely different happened. And I was like, ooh, okay. Props to you. And going from that, what I'm talking about right now, from that, there's a scene in this movie that's built up that was really, really genuinely touching in my opinion. Well, if you've watched the original Men in Black movie, especially the first one, and you have a connection to these characters and you're invested, you're going to get welled up. At the very least. I almost cried. I did not expect to get welled up. I was holding back tears in my freaking eyes. I don't know how. And that scene and the ending of the movie basically ties up a lot of things from the first movie, and actually explains a lot about Tommy Lee Jones' character, and it made me, believe it or not, it made me appreciate the first movie a lot more. I can tell you right away, Men in Black 3 is so much better than 2. I was really immersed in the story. I love Will Smith, Josh Brolin, and Tommy Lee Jones for what he was in. I loved the chemistry and everything. And I just thought somehow, after all the crazy bullshit that this whole crew and Sony went through to make this movie, they came out with a pretty decent product. So yeah, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5 stars. A very enthusiastic 3 out of 5 stars. It is an okay movie. It's nothing great, nothing special. But if you love Men in Black, you have to see this movie. And if you love Men in Black, towards the end of the movie, you're either going to be welling up emotionally or you're going to be in tears somehow. You won't be in tears, but it's going to hit you in the frickin' heart. It will. I'm John from Mothman Jones Reviews. See you next time. But before I leave, I don't have a neuralizer, but what I do have is good music. Not some stupid Pitbull last minute shit.